Hello. So I'd like to make this video to um, talk about how much I appreciate my mom. We all have people in our lives that we appreciate, and this is my corny video about how great my mom is. So there's that. Um, I guess she wasn't really your typical mom, but that's probably better. Um, when I was little, my mom and I would play like all the time. I was super annoying. um, we would do things like um, my mom would pick me up from school, and then we'd go and wait for my dad to get out of work, and we'd end up waiting forever. I think it was probably like an hour or two, but it felt like an eternity. But since I was bored, we'd play games. I'd bring dolls along sometimes, and we'd play Barbie, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And Mom would always play the boy Barbie, and he'd always be a flamer. And I'd always be the girl Barbie, and we'd end up laughing so hard because my boy Barbie's name, it was an Aladdin doll, and I didn't have Aladdin's clothes. I put Ken's clothes on him from my sister that I had taken, and they didn't fit him. So whenever he moved just right, his clothes would just pop off. It was hilarious. Or we'd play I Spy, or Guess What I'm Thinking. And I'd always, like, when we did I Spy, I'd always be like, the shadow in between the two bricks by the door. Like these impossible things. Um, but she'd always, go along with it and amuse me, and um, we'd always have a good time. My dad was a bigot, a racist, whatever. He didn't like anyone who wasn't like him, and he was always swearing. He was always a potty mouth. And I guess I could have turned out really badly. I could have been a bigot and racist potty mouth as well. And maybe a little bit of a potty mouth sometimes, but um, I can turn it off, if there's children around or something. But anyway, that's beside the point. The point is, my mom, her first job that I remember was working with a boy who had severe autism, and she, she didn't really have money for a babysitter, and my dad was working all day, Monday through Friday. So she brought me with her to work in the summer, and she taught me how to be around people who were very different. Um, Luckily, this boy, he was so um, autistic that he didn't really notice that I was shy in the beginning, and so it was fine. It was really easy to warm up to him because he was super cute. He had like these big brown eyes and big brown eyelashes, and if you had a ball, you were his best friend. It was just the easiest friendship ever. Hey, ball! But from there we went on, and I'd stay with her like most every summer, and there would be kids with. There was a kid who was blind, kid who just had no manners. She had something, I don't know what she had, but she just didn't have manners. Um, and then later on, she got working with like bigger kids. They were older than me. They were like in their teens in high school, and I was like, I'm thinking I was like 10, and they were in wheelchairs and they couldn't, control their hands so well, and they couldn't speak, and they were, well, compared to other people, they weren't the prettiest, but my mom explained to me, because you don't want to be rude and stare, but she explained to me, if you don't look at people, then they're going to notice that too. Luckily, she told me all this before I got there. So just treat them like anyone else, and that was extremely helpful. These lessons I learned from my mom about acceptance and tolerance, and that helped me to be a better person today, I believe. And my mom was always just so full of love. She just was always so nice to everybody, and she always put everybody else first, even if it wasn't so good for her. And we had a lot of fun with these people. I'm not going to give out names because it's YouTube, but yeah, they were my best friends at the time. Unfortunately, I kind of liked them better than the kids at school because these kids weren't judgmental. They didn't, look at other people and go, look what she's wearing. No, they were like, ha, there's Scooby-Doo on TV. I'm the happiest kid alive. And I was like, I suddenly like Scooby-Doo as well. It's amazing. You know, it's so cheerful. And it was just so easy to make them happy. Because these kids were used to other kids staring at them and treating them badly. So when I get there, I'd be like, hi. And they're like, you're my friend. Okay. And it was just, it was really nice. So we spent a lot of summers doing those things. Yeah. And my mom, I didn't notice until I started thinking about it. My mom always had me around fabulous people. Like, New Year's Eve, we'd always go to this event in the next town over from my town, and we'd stay up all night and we'd see different things. The highlight of the night, though, was seeing my mom's friend Noel, and he would go up on stage with these 3 backup singers, and he would dress in this gorgeous sequin dress, and he'd put on a wig and makeup, and he just looked so fabulous, and he would just sing, and, you know, the whole year round we were always listening to his music, because, you know, we knew him. It was just so special, you know. And that was awesome to see him live. We just get so excited about that. The rest of the night was okay. That wasn't as exciting as him. And, you know, I was probably the only kid who looked forward to the car breaking down, because when the car broke down, we got to go to the garage, which is what we called it because every single employee there was super fabulous and super nice. And my first best friend that I actually really wanted to hang out with was a boy I met who worked at the grocery store. So he was also super fabulous. My friends at school, they weren't bad people, some of them, but I didn't really connect so well, say. But anyway, point being, you know, my mom introduced me to these people and this different style of life and this different way of thinking, you know. We were always not quite the same, you know, as the rest of the people in my neighborhood, I would say. Listening to this type of music and Buddy Holly. We were always listening to Buddy Holly and Boy George, and, you know, we'd watch soap operas and eat macaroni and butter with salt, and I'd get so excited because my mom would clean the house and she'd let me hold the dustpan for her. And I felt like I was just doing this huge thing. I was like, I am helping. And I didn't really understand the soap opera so much, but it felt special because it was an adult program and I was watching it with my mom. Nothing ever happened. I mean, everybody was always pregnant and dying, but nobody ever gave birth or died, so it was okay. And, you know, I could always get my mom to do, like, anything I wanted to, you know. I was like, Mom, I want to go swimming. No, I don't want to go swimming. Mom, I want to go swimming. No. I'll hold my breath until we go. And then after a while, we'd go. It was awesome. I wasn't a very good swimmer. I mostly just stood in the water and went, it's cold. You want to get up? No. But, you know, my mom was never mean to me. She always told me I could do things. Like, when I was drawing, she was like, oh, it's the best art ever. Looking back, it wasn't. It was horrible, but I believed I was very good. Because my mom told me so. And, you know, like, she'd let me play on her computer, and then I'd learn things, and I'm like, hey, Mom, look what I learned. She'd go, oh, you're so smart. And I think, I am. Really, it wasn't that impressive, but, you know, my mom made me always feel like I was doing great. And, when I was little, at Christmas time, she'd always get me these projects to do. Like, we'd go and find, like, felt and magnets, and I'd make, like, one year we cut out, and I'd make patterns and make angels, and I'd have, like, this fabric glue, and I could put little faces on them, and I'd make magnets for everyone, you know, like my grandparents, and, you know, like, my friends, and, well, not so much my school friends, but, like, my friends are, like the boy I met from the grocery store, and Yeah. So, you know, I was always nervous about Christmas. I didn't really tell my mom I was nervous about Christmas, I don't think. Maybe I did. I'd always talk a lot. Um, but it always made it less scary having something to give back to all these people, because it was always felt a little weird getting all these things and not being able to give things back. So, my mom fixed that. That was nice. And she was always so understanding, and I'd always do these really crazy things, you know. Like, my mom just kind of understood. Like, one day she came to me, "Did you pee in the cat box?" "No." Later. "So, yeah, I noticed that there's never any pee in the litter box, and I thought all the cats were dying, so I thought I should pee so you didn't put them all to sleep." She's like, "It's okay. Don't do it again." She didn't go, "You, child, are insane." No, she never said that. She's like, "It's okay." Um, yeah, so my mom was always really supportive, and she taught me all the important things in life, the things that I value most about myself today, about trying to care about others and be accepting, and all the best things about me are pretty much from my mom. Um, yeah. I am so glad that my dad was the one who had to work Monday through Friday all the time. My mom was the one taking me to work, because if I spent time with my dad instead, I could be a very horrible person today. I wouldn't even, I don't think anybody would like me, and the people who did would be horrible people as well. So, and my mom always told me things like, "You can be anything you want to be. Follow your dreams." She was right. You know, I, if it wasn't for her, I don't know as though I would have had the craziness to be like, "Oh, my boyfriend's in Holland. I'll go visit him." In Europe, that doesn't sound like a big deal. In Vermont, where I come from, that's a huge deal. You don't go to Holland. You go to Canada and get drunk. That's it. You go to Canada or New York or something if you're going to go somewhere. And generally, even runners don't go to New York because that's too city wild craziness. Oh, I have an orange, by the way. Clementine. So yeah, my mom was really cool. She was always, a kind of hippie, and she'd always make all the mistakes I did kind of okay. Like, I was a sloppy child, so when I would, stain my shirts, rather than throwing them away, be like, "Hey!" Getting mad or something, she'd just tie-dye it. I had so many tie-dyed shirts. "Oh, you have grape juice on your shirt? That's not, give me that." Comes back, "It's fabulous!" And I'm like, "I am so pretty in my tie-dye," because, I didn't know. But, yeah, she was, she is the greatest mom ever. She's not dead or anything. And I was making this video because I was thinking about her the other day, and then I realized, her birthday is, like, really soon, like a few hours from now. So I should make this video and tell everybody that my mom is the best, and your mom may be the best as well, but my mom's the best for me. Put it that way. My mom's better than yours. No. And just so there's clarification, I'm talking about the mom who raised me, not her wife. I have two moms now. But yeah. So I love you, Mom, and I hope you have a happy birthday in a couple hours. And I hope to see you soon on Skype. Skype. Yeah. So let's. I'm not good at saying goodbye. Well, that's the end of my video. Bye, people!